So we are chatting with Alison and Karen from Live at Home this week. Alison, I know that you're looking for volunteers at the moment. What sort of person would suit being a Live at Home volunteer, and what sort of things would you need them to do?
I think volunteers can come from all different walks of life, so I don't think there's any particular stereotypical volunteer. But we have a lot of varied roles that people can get involved with. For instance, our befriending service, our one-to-one befriending service. So this is to eliminate social isolation and loneliness. So you could either do your one-to-one befriending via telephone or in person, and we do need one-to-one befrienders. We also are going to need volunteers for our new digital hub stroke charity shop, which is in Laxey, and we're also looking for more volunteers for our Northern Men in Sheds.
So tell us about this new digital hub and shop then.
Primarily, the space is a drop-in centre for people to come and have a little go on the internet. And we've got a lovely guy called Carl who's coming to join us at Live at Home, who's going to be teaching people how to sort of order things online from Tesco's and come and have a chat, cup of tea, cup of coffee. He can help with things like reordering online prescriptions and just generally teaching people how to navigate their way around the internet. And on the back of that, in the space, we're opening a little pop-up charity shop, which we hope people will support us by either donations or purchasing things from us for a suggested donation, and which will all go towards funding Live at Home.
I suppose that's part of the challenge, isn't it, with the sort of ageing population that we have on the Isle of Man, is that, you know, the world is changing, isn't it, Karen, quite a lot, and it must be quite daunting with everything sort of moving online.
Absolutely. I mean, I think if I just go back a step to COVID, we all felt how isolating it was to be told we couldn't go out and do things. You know, from some of our older people, that's it every day. So, you know, and some people will have to have, you know, mobile phones or iPads, but they don't know how to use them, so they can't connect with friends, family, loved ones. So we want not to be in that position again, and we want to be able to people to have links in the wider community.
So something like this digital hub is just a really good way of, you know, sort of introducing people in a gentle way to this new technology.
Absolutely, and it came about because of, we were lucky enough to get a lottery grant to be able to do that.
So this is going to be open and available to anyone that essentially needs the assistance. And can people just sort of turn up?
Yeah, just drop in.
Yeah.
Kettle's always on.
And, you know, it is an ageing population on the Isle of Man, obviously. So, you know, you must cater for a rising number of people. It must be a lot of people you're helping here on the island. Yeah,
the numbers, we do have a higher population of older people anyway on the island. And yes, it's trying to cater for everybody, and also be aware of our 50 pluses that are coming on, you know, to what they want to do. So we have tried to look outside the box, really, of our traditional lunch clubs. We still offer the lunch clubs, cinema clubs. They went bowling last week. But we are aware that we might have to look in a different direction. And that's where we sort of come to our Wellbeing Group, that we're offering something different, really. It's about looking at the person and what you can do, what you enjoy doing, and you know, tapping into that and enhancing that as a group.
So this is, tell us a little bit more about how this Wellbeing Group will sort of work and be available for people.
Okay, we've just done our first cohort, and we're working alongside a psychology department. It's about looking outside the box, really. So foraging, things that you wouldn't normally do, but focusing on the well-being in you and what you get out of it. Breathing. None of us breathe properly, really, unless we really think about it. And all these things improve your physical health and then go on to improve your mental health.
And these things, Alison, are so important for someone who's maybe feeling isolated, and loneliness is a big issue as well, isn't it? So you're sort of providing people, I suppose, with tools to be able to cope with these different challenges.
That's right. It's about building resilience, and isn't it sad that, people, I personally feel that nobody should feel alone, that there should be someone somewhere or something somewhere that they could tap into. We Live at Home has had huge success, for instance, with its with the Northern Men in Sheds project, because how many males are there out there that won't go to various things because they feel that it's female orientated? So our Men in Sheds, which is located just behind Ramsey Cottage Hospital, is a drop-in. People can become a member and they can turn up and make something, a little project of their own. But the guys do have people come in. In fact, I was up there the other day and somebody had turned up with a garden bench or a table that needs repairing. It's a bit like the Manx equivalent of the repair shop.
Mm-hmm. It really is. I've been up there. It's such a fabulous kind of environment up there, and all that. It's partly about, I think, the sort of community element of it as well, isn't it? Is that the guys that go up there, they do make friends as well, don't they?
They do, and the difference it can make to people's lives. We've recently had a new member who was referred to us to join as a member for Men in Sheds, and the feedback that we've had from his daughter is that that he's smiling again, he's happy, he's got somewhere to go, and he's making new friends and thoroughly enjoying himself up there. And they're a great team, and Paul manages it really, really well. And as Karen said, the kettle's always on, there's always biscuits, there's always a bit of banter. We are looking at the moment for extra funding and volunteers to help put up a new shed, so they've got more space to store the wood and various bits and pieces, and we're hoping to get a greenhouse up there.
That's an excellent idea, because all of these things as well, they make you feel useful, don't they? You feel like you're putting practical skills to use, and that you're giving something back in a way.
Yes, absolutely. And we will have some of the things, the type of things that the guys make for sale and on display in the digital hub in Laxey. So the Sparrow Terrace, for instance, which are bird boxes, the guys have liaised with Manx Wildlife Trust to get the dimensions right. So it's not just about knocking up 4 bits of wood and putting a hole in it. It's properly done. And I think people will be really impressed at the type of things that they turn out.
And I'm intrigued, Karen, as well by the mention of intergenerational services. What does this sort of mean? What does that involve?
Yeah, basically it's mixing generations together. It's talking about bygone times, for want of a better word, and working with young people. There was an interesting conversation. What we try to do is marry the young people that are about in the final year of upper school and going on to uni with our older people. So they visit them on a regular basis, and they talk about all sorts. And I overheard a really interesting conversation. One of our members wanted to organise it was actually a gorilla-gram for her friend's birthday. So she was trying to explain to this young person what the gorilla-gram was, and she used the word kissogram, and the young person just was totally intrigued by this and didn't really understand. And she said to her, "Is it like an Instagram?" So the older person said, "What's an Instagram?" So conversations and it ends up with a lot of laughter, really enjoyable. And we also have the younger primary school children come in with a group of older people, and the faces just light up on both sides. And it, some young people don't have the opportunity of being with grandparents, so it works on both sides. It's a lovely experience, and the children look forward to coming in. So it's about doing a lot more of that in various ways.
Oh, it's such wonderful work that you all do, and I'm sure that you get some excellent feedback from your service users, don't you, on a probably daily basis, I'd imagine.
Oh, yeah, we do. It's lovely and really rewarding for the staff, and no day is ever the same. It's just really enjoyable.
So, Karen, I mean, we mentioned the fact, obviously, a certain amount of your funding does come from the general public, doesn't it? How can people support you on that front?
Yeah, by supporting the fundraising initiatives that are currently on. We were very lucky. A couple of weeks ago, KPMG did the prom run for Live at Home. And we are very lucky this year that we're part of the 3 chosen Mayor's charities. We also have Radio Caroline event, which we're working with Meg's Radio on the 5th of August for people to come along and have a good time. We have a number of other fundraisers coming up, but they're not quite finalised yet. But please just look out for them and, support in whatever way you can, whether it's coming along or throwing a few pennies in a bucket. Be grateful.
Or volunteering.
Or
we've been
volunteering,
hearing from Alison
yes,
as well. We always need befrienders. Well, just remind us again then how people can benefit from the various services that Live at Home have here on the Isle of Man.
So the telephone number is 62778, or you can email us at enquiries@liveathome.im, or my email number is alison.lester@liveathome.im.